Hi, Rebecca Roy here. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I've been thinking about. I wanted to show you this painting, and it's my heart with armor on it. And I wanted to talk about how as we expand ourselves and we share our story and we talk about our gifts and expand our gifts, that we are shedding that armor off of our heart. But as we do that, we also open ourselves up to be hurt by other people, and because we don't have all that protection on us anymore. Now we're all open, and we're freer, and we can do more because we've allowed our heart to expand. And the more you expand your heart, the more your gifts are able to expand as well. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk about that, and I also wanted to talk about Archangel Michael. And I've written a whole thing down, and I'm sorry that I'm going to be reading it, but I don't want to just try to wing it. And I've been having a lot of trouble getting, I've downloaded like 3 or 4 apps. That's why I haven't posted anything, because I wanted to turn this into a video where the armor was breaking off of my heart and flying off into space, and then I was talking over it. And the Virgo in me wants to do these really cool perfection things. So because I couldn't find the right app that I wanted to do, I'm now looking for some classes. So I'll take the classes, and then you guys can watch my videos get better and better, because I will learn how to do all these cool little things. But for now, I'm just gonna give you the information, and what resonates with you, then of course use it, and if it doesn't, then don't. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is because things right now are kind of scary. I mean, they're like this all over the world. All over the world, everything is, scary. There's a lot of scary things going on in the world, and instead of focusing on the scary, I am trying to focus on love, and I'm trying to focus on spreading love, and I'm trying to focus on the good things in my life, and gratitude, and as much positivity as I can, and expanding my heart out, so that the gifts that I have will also expand, so that I can help more and more people. And when you do that, it really helps if you have some angels helping you out. And if you don't know anything about angels, then you wouldn't think to ask them, because you think angels, they don't want to do, why would they want to help me? I'm nobody. Well, you are somebody. We're all somebody. We're all divine beings. God made all of us, or source, however you want to put it, made all of us, and we all have a piece of divinity in us, and we all have psychic abilities, or sixth senses, or whatever you want to call them. We all have them. Just some of us choose not to activate them, and some of us have them activated, but we don't know what to do with them. And I've had mine since I was a child, and for the first part of my life, I played with them and had a good time with them. And then something happened when I was 20 that made me shut my third eye down, and I didn't open my third eye back up until I was in my 40s. And then I have 3 sons. My oldest son is 40 years old, and then 37, and then 36. So my boys are old. They're my kids, but they're not kids. And I've kept myself pretty much in the closet until recently, when I was just started coming out and talking about it, because I went from being on oxygen 24/7 to not. And then my son got hurt in November, and he ended up having to have his leg amputated, and I couldn't help him. I couldn't heal his leg, and bones are good. I'm good with bones. I can heal bones. And I knew I could heal bones. And me and my sister, we tried to heal my son. We could not heal him. And it really took a huge toll on me. I went from not needing my oxygen to needing my oxygen, and my health went backwards. And so you have all this doubt come in. Well, if you're such a great healer, why can't you heal your emphysema? Well, I can't because, well, it's probably part of my soul mission here. I probably needed to clear some karma from other lives, and that's why I can't heal it completely. I really don't know. I haven't remembered who I am, and I haven't, I can't see on the other side of the veil, just like you can't. So some things they just don't tell you. Some things you just aren't gonna know. And I was not able to heal my son, and that just about killed me. It really did. It hurt really bad, and I went backwards. I went really backwards. And during that time that my son was hurt, my daughter-in-law found out she had cancer, and she lost my grandchild. And my middle son, his stepdaughter was going through a really terrible time, and she committed to commit suicide, and thank God she did not succeed. But all these things happened at the same time, and it really, really knocked me on my butt. And so for a while there, I was back on my oxygen. And then in February, I got a call from my doctor, and he told me that I had cancer. And I was like, what? I was expecting you to say my CAT scan came back and my lungs look better. Because I couldn't be off my oxygen for more than a few minutes when I would dip into the 70s, and 70s is organ failure. So I was very afraid of being without my oxygen. And when I first started to not need my oxygen, I was, a little afraid. I mean, I have my tank with me, and, burning my nose, and I was like, okay, well, I'll turn it down to 1. And I turned it down to 1, and, well, actually it was on 3. So I turned it down to 2, and it's still burning. So I turned it down to 1, it's still burning. So I shut it off, and I just kept it right with me. And then, I was okay. I'm okay. All right, I'm okay. And then I would walk around and be like, I'm walking around and I'm not going to pass out. Am I turning gray? I'd say to my, family, no, you're not gray. I'm like, I'm not gray. Because that's what would happen is I would turn gray, or my lips would turn blue. So, yeah, so it was really amazing when all that happened. And so then when my son got hurt, I went from not needing it to needing it when I went places. The state makes me, by law, because I've been diagnosed in stage 3, I have to use my oxygen when I drive. So I already had to, I'm being forced to use it when I drive, but when I went to the hospital, I couldn't go from my car into the hospital without gasping. I needed it. I got in the hospital, and I'd just go over to a wheelchair because I felt like I was going to pass out, and then I'd have one of the information people take me up to my son. So my son watched me from going to being able to walk around without my oxygen and go places without my oxygen, except for Walmart. I don't know what it is about Walmart, but Walmart stresses me out. And to having to have it again, and it was devastating for my family to see that. And then I have slowly been able to not have it again. So I'm good now. Even after the radiation has inflamed my lungs, I still have moments. If you hear me on my TikTok, you'll hear me breathing heavy. So I do still have moments where I'm a little bit of a heavy breather, but I'm not I'm not freaking out or needing to have it all the time. And I pretty much just leave my portable oxygen machine in my car. So, and the other one's upstairs in my room. So I'm not panicked in any way. And it's because I know that I have these angels around me. And so that's why I want to read this to you. And I want to read this to you and share this with you because I think it's important that when we're going through these kinds of things, that we understand that we have help all around us. And all we have to do is ask for it. So, Archangel Michael, his element is fire. Wait a minute. Am I on the right page? Hold on. Okay, all right. So, yes, I am. He comes to me often. He is strong, magnetic, loving, and he brings with him a sense of protection and safety, because that is his main purpose, is to protect us. His second purpose is as a healer. His name means he who is like God. I've known for a long time that Michael was one of my main angels. I had a vision and I drew him. He was wearing a blue armor when he came to me in a meditation. I was asking who my guides were. Storm presented herself. Her real name is Julia, so I have an angel named Julia. But I didn't learn her name until last month. And she is an angel. And Night presented himself. I didn't know at the time Night was Archangel Michael. I wasn't ready to be told that. Archangel Michael was one of my main angels at that time. He still is. I didn't feel like I was anything, let alone a divine being sent to earth, because God had a plan for me. I would not have this feeling, I would not have this feeling of worthiness, as excuse me, at the time I did not feel worthy. Okay, so 2020 was a year to really get into yourself, because most of us were isolated. I was pretty much isolated because I had emphysema in stage 3, and my family was terrified I would get COVID and die. Little did they know I had angels around me protecting me, and God had a plan for me. I've known since I was a child that God had a plan for me, but only would I bring it up in my mind when I was going through the worst times in my life. Then I would call upon God to help me, and he would send his angels. I know this is true because I felt them. I would also write stories about them, not knowing who they were. I've had my gifts since I was a child, but I had no teacher. My mother had gifts as well, but she wasn't a teacher. She was loving and caring and kind. She tried to be a great mom, and she was, but she also had her limitations, as we all do. And I didn't actually learn how to grow my gifts until I became an adult and found books that would help me. It wasn't until YouTube that I began to really enhance my gifts. YouTube became my teacher. This is why I am making a YouTube channel. I don't see one on here anymore that gives the steps for free lessons. Now, most want you to go to the website and take their course, which is all well and good, but I learned for free, and I know there are many out there that would appreciate some free lessons. So if there is something that you would like to learn, please do tell me in the comments, and I will make a YouTube video about it. Maybe at some point, I will put a link for you guys to donate, but right now I just want to leave it like it is. Okay, now I'm going to go here. We only need 30% of the planet to ascend. 30% of the planet will go into another timeline, a timeline where dark loses and light wins. It's not to say we will not have days that we need to be strong, but only because we do live in duality. But they will be fewer and farther between. We will live in Dharma one day without karma. I am looking forward to that day. I want to be spreading my love across the planet. I feel that this is my mission, to shine light into the dark, and as I do, shine my love, because evil cannot be evil in the light of love. So evil cannot be evil in the light of love. I like that. I just made that up when I was writing this. So as I'm writing this, a Beatles song just went through my head. Let It Be. Mother Mary comes to me when the sun is All You Need Is Love, the next song that came in my head. These are all Beatles songs that are coming into my head now. And the next thing I was thinking was, the next song that came into my head was Revolution, where that's because we are kind of going through a revolution, at least in the United States, with all the stuff that's happening. Our government is definitely going through a revolution. Our government is definitely changing, and it's going to change. Good or bad, and I'm going for the good. I think it's going to be good. Although that would work for nowadays, about the Constitution and the government, and evolution. So it's going to be all right. But the song that I was really thinking about was Imagine. And it talks about how we go into Dharma. There's no wars, and there's no hate, and there's no violence, and all the things that we're fighting now, because there's just so much violence being pushed, and there's so much hate being pushed, and we don't need to be hating. We need to be loving. So now that brings me to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael's element is fire. God put Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Gabriel at the four corners of the earth. So we're going to start with Michael. Michael is fire, and who is like God. The sheer might and courage of this archangel is proven by his devotion to stand up to Lucifer and his demons with no direct help from the Almighty. Michael battles with the firstborn of the angels and defeats him. Michael is able to provide his protection to those that shun evil and provide them with the peace and I don't know what that word is. Peace that they need, that he has done so. Michael's light is so bright that it is impossible to look at him very long. Michael is persistently put into a position to conquer. That is his nature and main focus. He's also a healer. He is loyal, courageous, but his nature is not violent. His nature is pure love, and when you call upon him, you will not feel a presence of vengeance or violence, but peace and safety. He comes to comfort. The first time I met Archangel Michael was at a time when I was experiencing a moment of euphoria. I was in pure bliss. I have never felt this before. Then I asked Archangel Michael, did I clear my karma? And it really felt like, oh my God, I just cleared my karma. And then I heard, no, dear one, not yet. I completely fell apart. Everything in me wanted to give up and die. I truly did. I was tired. I've been fighting and clearing and releasing for a long time. I'm tired. I don't want to fight anymore. With shadows and past life pain, I don't want to even know when I don't even know what it is that I'm clearing. Because we have to clear past life pain. We have to clear generational pain. Stuff we didn't do or even know we did. And it's difficult because you never know how close you are to completion. In that moment of complete despair and sitting on my couch, crying my heart out, Archangel Michael came to me. He stood me up and leaned me against him. He is tall, like 9 feet tall. So tall, I'm 5'4". My head was on his stomach. He rubbed my head the way my dad used to when I fell down or hurt myself as a child. He stroked my hair, and he told me, I'm going to be okay. You're almost there, dear one. I am here. I am here with you. I cried my heart out. I've never cried so hard in my life. And believe me when I say that I have been abused in every possible way you can think of. I was. He held me for a long time at least. It seemed a long time. Once I calmed down, I asked if I could see his face, and he stopped patting my head, and I looked up, but his face projected so much white light that I was blindsided. I couldn't see him. I didn't understand that until I read Angela Grace's book, Angelic Magic. You got to read this book. It's amazing. He shines so brightly, this is a quote, he shines so brightly that John the Apostle first thought he was God. This is why he appears only in five cases in the Bible, because people thought he was God when they saw him. And I truly could not see his face. I looked up at his face, and it was just this magnificent white light shining out. I couldn't see his face from here up. I could not see it. And he was at least 9 feet tall, because he had my head pressed like this, pressed up against his stomach, and he was patting my head. And the amount of peace and calm that was coming over me, I have a hard time talking about it, because I cried, because there was so much love that I just kind of feel like I didn't, at the time, I didn't feel like I deserved it. I still have some of that left. And he tells me all the time that I need to work on that. I need to expand my heart, because he wants to talk to me more. And he wants me to give more messages to you guys. And that's one of the reasons that I'm doing this YouTube channel, is because the angels have messages for you guys. And they want me to expand my heart. They told me today I need to expand my heart, to purify my vessel. Expand my heart, purify my vessel, so that I can make more YouTube videos. And I'm going to take those courses so I can make the YouTube videos really cool. Anyways, that's a great book. It has many affirmations and meditations that will help you expand your spirit. It does. She tells you how to talk to each one of the angels, what all the angels are, for, and what they stand for, and all that. And it's a great book, and you can get it on Amazon. If you have a Audible account, it's 1 credit, so it's a good one. Anyone can call on Archangel Michael. You can just call him. You do not have to do anything special. The reason I was able to see him was because my vibration was so high, being in euphoria, and that is true. My vibration was incredibly high. I'd been playing vibrational music all that day. Then I was listening to one of the spirituality channels. I'm really not sure which one. And they had said something that just completely resonated with me, and I thought, oh my God, I've cleared my karma. And I really did think I cleared my karma. And I felt all floaty, and I felt really high up, and my vibration was like really high. And if you've ever done that in a meditation where you connect through, and you got your chakras going, and they're spinning, and you got the energy running from heaven to earth, heaven to earth, heaven to earth, and then you turn it into a turbine, and you get it really going really, really good. And then you go, I want to go higher and higher, and you visualize yourself going higher and higher. That's how you can astral project, how you can do quantum jumping, all that kind of stuff, is you get that going really, really well. And then you envision yourself going higher and higher and higher. And that's what I was doing when I had this moment. And that's why I thought I'm having what Cindy calls this whoosh moment. And you have the whoosh moment when you've cleared all your karma. And so I thought, I've cleared my karma. But no, I didn't. Okay, so I'm almost done reading this. Thank God, because my voice is going. See the vibration. Okay. Moments before, he was already here, but you can tune into him and call on him, and he will be here in milliseconds. He is a multidimensional being, so he can help thousands of people at the same time. So don't worry about, oh, well, my problem isn't that big, so I don't need to call on him to help me. I can deal with it myself. You don't have to deal with it yourself. If you have a problem and you connect yourself, then you have more information coming through. If you ask the angels to help you, then you have divine intervention. You have divine intervention. You have, a pretty good, 99.9% chance of doing the right thing. So I did expand from that day, and I did. That when I had the moment of euphoria, and when you have those moments, you are expanding, and you will experience a change in your body, mind, and spirit. I will leave you with this today. I will leave you today with a big love wave, and I hope that you connect to Archangel Michael whenever you are in need. Here, he is always there for you, and he wants to be there for you. So really, it is up to you to call upon him, because free will. He will not come to you and interfere unless he is asked to. He might be there already, but he will not interfere. So without your permission, he's not coming. And I am definitely sending you a big love wave. And I hope that this helps some people. I hope that this helps some people, especially if you're in a really hard, difficult situation. I really do. I hope that you call on Archangel Michael and ask him to come and help you. If you don't feel safe, if you're confused, if you're unwell, he does all those things. He's very, very comforting, very comforting. And you'll know when he's there because you'll feel the vibration of him. You may not see him. I don't always see him. The only time I saw him, well, I saw him twice. I saw him in that meditation when I was asking who one of my main angels were. And at the time, I wasn't ready to hear that he was Archangel Michael. And then the second time I saw him, I knew he was Archangel Michael. And I'd already known that he was working with me because I had been channeling with automatic writing. And I've been doing that when I was younger too, but I didn't connect that I was talking to angels because my self-confidence wasn't there. I didn't have it. I did not believe that I was worthy of such a thing. And we're all worthy. We are all worthy. We are all made in the image of God. We are all worthy. Every single one of us. Every single one of us has gifts. Every single one of us is loved beyond measure, unconditionally, no matter what you do. No matter what you do. God loves you. Source loves you. Angels love you, and they want to help you. And I'm going to leave you with that. I am sending you so much love right now. Love to all. Goodbye.